very misty and murky there. Number 1, Mitar. It's $5.30. Number 4, Stylish Conquest. It's long odds. Number 5, Tons of Loot. Tony Campbell's tip. Well in commission, $2.20. Trained by Amanda Langler, ridden by Brett Johnson. Number 7, Prophecy. $16 Prophecy and is easy. And number 9, Kane Solo. Kane Solo's $9. It's also eased. Did run second 2 starts back at Goulburn when first up from a spell, and then subsequently ran 4th at Goulburn. 3rd run back today. And good support for number 10, Lovely Doreen, Adrian Late. It's a $3 chance at this stage. This 5-year-old mare has won 3 from 29, been placed on 9 occasions. Only a couple to come into line. We'll have a quick look at Seymour, race 5, due in 8 minutes. African Night, $9.70. James Winks, the rider. Aragon Ruler, $4.80. Gold Core, long odds. Number 6, Raise the Ark, $4.30. Number 7, Studley Royal, $8.70. And number 8, Super Henry, $8.70. Shortest of the rest, Heroic Dance, number 11 at $8.10. And number 3, Nova Fair, $7.70. Just about set to go at Queanbeyan. Starter going to his stand. Let's go back to the track. There's the tips from Brian Blackmore for the 5th, Aragon Ruler, Studley Royal, Nova Fair. And here with his call of the 2nd from Queanbeyan is Tony Campbell.
Now they're all in, they're locked away under starters orders for the mix 106.3 Class 6 plate, 1460 metres they're set. Steady rain falling as they jump out of the stalls and down on the inside. Stylish Conquest jump first, but look at Tons of Loot. Tons of Loot is going very, very quickly and has put a big gap in them early. Stylish Conquest is running second, about 2 behind those Prophecy. A break of about 3 behind those in the field as they settle down. Lovely Doreen followed by Kane Solo and Mitar last of all. But this leader, Tons of Loot, is absolutely burning out in front, has broken away about 10 in front. Now Stylish Conquest is running second, followed by Prophecy third. A break of about 6 behind those Lovely Doreen, 3 behind those Kane Solo, and 3/4 of a length off then Mitar. Now can this leader keep going? They've got about 750 to go, and the big boy Tons of Loot out about 10, make it 12 in front. Running second is Prophecy, followed further back to Stylish Conquest, a length behind those Lovely Doreen, who's taking off, but will have to get a move on from there, the lovely one. A further break of about 3 behind those Kane Solo, and Mitar's along last as they race up towards the turn. 450 metres to go, and leading the field into the straight, Tons of Loot. He may be getting tired. Running on was Lovely Doreen. Now Prophecy third down on the inside, and a long break behind those Kane Solo, followed then by Mitar, and back at the tail of the field was Stylish Conquest. But as they race down towards the 200, now here's Lovely Doreen. Tons of Loot has gone. Lovely Doreen has exploded to the lead. Battling on was Kane Solo down on the inside, and Mitar coming home late, but Lovely Doreen draws clear near the line, and Lovely Doreen hands and heels wins it well. Now close for second, Prophecy maybe just in front of Mitar. Further back in the field then Kane Solo, followed by Stylish Conquest, and guess who finished last? Tons of Loot. Goodness gracious me, Tons of Loot burnt out of the stalls. Lovely Doreen, $2.80 for the win, $1.40 for the place, and there's no way that Tons of Loot could keep going at that speed. Now, the winner, Lovely Doreen, is trained down at Coomber by Stuart Sturgeon, ridden by Adrian Late. She's a bay mare 5, Air de France, out of Seta Symphony, and has now had 30 starts, 4 wins, 3 seconds and 6 thirds. Now, number 7 is second. Prophecy, ridden by Alan Abrahams and trained at Yass by Tom Daniel. And third goes to number 1, Mitar, trained at Orange by Reg Priest and ridden by Jamie Whitney. So the numbers are official here. 10, 7 and 1. 1:27.85 was the time. 1:27.85. And the numbers are official, 10, 7 and 1. But Lovely Doreen scoring an easy win over Prophecy, Mitar, and Kane Solo was 4th. Well, there was no way that Tons of Loot could possibly keep going at that speed, breakneck speed. But anyhow, 281.40, 610 Prophecy, no dividend Mitar. Quinella 27.80, Exacta 38.30, Trifecta 102.30. Now the winner scored by 3 1/4 lengths, 3 1/4 lengths and nose. The time for the race was 1:27.85 and the sectional 39.60. So a slow sectional time there, 39.60. So those numbers are official, 10, 7, 1 and 9. And I'll send Wade down the line and all of the details following race 2 at Queanbeyan.
Thanks, Tony. And there's popular jockey Adrian Late coming back after a nice ride on lovely Doreen, beating Prophecy and Metar. Well, you'd swear blind there was either a taipan or a blue cattle dog in the stall with this early leader, because it just rocketed out. And tons of loot, had tons of speed, because like a small pebble out of a Shanghai, away it went. And then it just ripped and teared and went at 100 miles an hour. And it's not a long run in at Queanbeyan, but tons of loot was starting to heave and puff like me going upstairs. You can see here it's starting to come back a bit to them. It has gone very hard, and just ripping and tearing, and I'm sure that the rider probably would have preferred it to settle, Brett Johnson, but still got a big lead. But now, this is where the pain barrier sets in. That big brick wall coming up for tons of loot. It's starting to go up and down on the one spot, and here comes Adrian Late, timing his run to perfection on the very well-backed lovely Doreen. Just zooms up on the outside, and poor old tons of loot. He just wants to go home, and well beaten now. The rider just sits up on him, which is no good flogging a horse like that, because he was gone on the corner. So certainly Brett Johnson showed a lot of good sense on that horse, because it just fired out of the stalls. Would have been handy. It had been a 1,000-metre race or something. It had been an 800-metre race. The others wouldn't have been able to see it. Anyway, that's probably most of the punters are happy, because it was very well backed. Lovely Doreen. 2 minutes to bet.